So, years ago at this point, when these bikes first hit the scene, nobody could deny the true performance that was being offered straight out of the box. However, you would always hear these recurring sentiments from the critics, often coming from the twin cam and Evo world. That bike doesn't sound or feel like a Harley Davidson. It has the smoothness and the performance, but what it does not have is a soul. This bike has lost that Harley Davidson character and rowdiness. So I'm someone who's in the unique position of constantly living and thriving in both worlds. From my FXR going on 4 decades old at this point, to the most extreme end at my 124 Hot Rod Dyna, all the way to my new tried and true Lowrider ST. As someone who lives in all these different worlds, as much as I always swear that the Lowrider ST reigns supreme in terms of true performance, I would be lying if I didn't say that there is some truth in the aforementioned statements. But what if I told you that there was an easy way to have both? Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the modern, unquestionable performance of the Lowrider ST while still retaining the soul and the rowdiness that was found in both the Evo and twin cam era Harley Davidsons. The answer, my friends, comes down to one simple thing: upgrading the cam. So I wanted to take a moment and do a video on this topic, as this bike is about to go through yet another major transformation. So if you haven't been following my journey with the Lowrider ST, I bought this one back in 2023 to step into the role as my new road bike. With my Dyna about to hit 70,000 hard miles, I knew it was time to evolve. For me, I knew I would never sell my Dyna, so with that being said, my plan was to actually show restraint with my Lowrider ST and try to keep it as close to stock as possible, knowing that I would always have my vicious Dyna anytime I was craving that level of true rowdiness. The inherent performance of the Lowrider ST had me satisfied for the first year, but the more I found myself laying down miles on this bike, the more I found myself missing the true aggressive and rowdy nature of my 124 Dyna. So, beyond the feel and sound of the bike, I'm always chasing and prioritizing performance. And when I started to see the gains that people were getting from something as simple as a cam swap, I knew that there was only one true path forward. So, without further ado, here are the main reasons why I upgraded the cam in my Lowrider ST.
Welcome.
Hey bro, but what cam did you use? T-Man? SNS?
But what about the dyno numbers?
How are we 3 minutes into this video and we still don't know the dyno numbers?
Just tell us the f***ing dyno numbers.
Can we get a face reveal? If not, at least a hand
What
reveal?
about the cam, bro? Also, how high is windshield?
I'm just sitting here eating my cereal and just want...
Is Von Asphalt single?
Just tell us how much HP and how much TQ.
Alright, so this is the point in the video where we start talking about dyno numbers. And before you comment, tell me that you could name 5 other content creators off the top of your head that got higher numbers. I am aware. That being said, I'm happy with the gains we saw, especially for just getting started here in terms of engine work. As always, just a reminder, numbers don't make you fast. But that sounds like something someone who is insecure about their numbers would say. Shh. So there's a lot of great options out there, but for what I was looking for, it was the 472 Redshift cam that made the most sense, especially for someone grounded in the world of crushing miles on the bike trips. First things first, and I just wanted an all-around good cam that would lean a little bit harder into the torque, which I think we accomplished taking the average torque from 119.77 up to 132.62. I always prioritize a heavy reserve of torque on all of my bikes for the same reason why I prioritize an aggressive brake setup. In the chaos of New York City, you have to be able to go fast and stop just as fast. As someone who routinely does 8,000 plus mile bike trips, for me, better mileage was not so much a nice to have as much as it was crucial for my riding style. It was clear after the first long ride that I could stretch my tanks out way further than before. Mission accomplished. I'm not sure if you've ever heard what this bike sounded like stock, but here goes. But now, the bike sounds like this. Need I say more? This point right here is the true best of both worlds that I was looking for. With a new aggressive growl as well as the burst and vicious, almost hot rod-like feel to how the bike runs, I feel like I'm getting the cutting-edge modern performance of the Lowrider ST with a callback to the rowdy energy that runs through my Dynas and FXRs. And this might be the most important point. After swapping the cam out, this might as well be a completely different bike. I've done plenty of cam swaps on my Dynas and FXRs, and I could tell you, doing one on the Milwaukee 8 platform wakes the bike up like nothing else. I could not believe the transformation of this bike, all for a kit that was under $1,000. From someone who's pulled the trigger on a massive performance investment such as an S&S 124 crate engine, the gains that were attained here for under $1,000 made this a true no-brainer. So this is all more or less coming from me and my experience as a rider, but I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge a major component of all of this, which is of course your engine builder and your tuner. This, my friends, is where Mike the Dynocologist comes in. All I'm gonna say about him is if you know, you know. And there's a reason why my family has been using him for so many years, and there's also a reason why people travel for such long distances just to have him build and tune their bikes. You all know I excel in crushing miles, but building engines and tuning bikes is simply not my expertise. So this is the point in the video where we turn it over to a true expert to provide us with some more details in regards to what we have going on here. This, my friends, is Mike the Dynocologist.
Mike at SAE. Today we got a 23 Lowrider ST from my buddy, Brooklyn. Came in, cam swap, and a tune. So what we could show you is, you know, the difference from your stock bike, the way it comes, versus, you know, the cam swap and the tune. Today we had, or yesterday I should say, 94 came in and 119 stock. And you can see right in this area right here, it's on the speed limiter. So kind of cuts it off. But we went with a 472 Redshift because it's a good overall camshaft. I like it, I use it a lot. Works really good. And this is an average number. It made a little bit more on a few pulls, but we'll give you this graph, 110 and 132 just from a cam swap. And you know, you could actually see the difference. Lose a little torque down low because of the shorty on the pipe and the cam swap, but the gains are huge up in here. You know, you're talking 15 horse and about 12, 15 foot-pounds of torque overall. And it's a good bang for your buck for, you know, minimal investment. No need to add cubes. And it's a good running machine now. You can ask him yourself. We chose a 472 Redshift camshaft. It's a good cam, good mid-range, good top end. Pulls to about, you know, about 5,800, 6,000. Use it a lot. Set of HP fueling lifters. We put a set of SE black pushrod tubes and tappet covers. Dress it up a little bit. Looks real nice. And as you know, every Harley build that comes in with synthetic oil. The lifters are smoked. And we switch it over to conventional, and we'll no longer have that problem. But overall, it's a good running bike now. He'll get better mileage, he'll get better power, It's all different. I tune basically for every person. There's no can map you could drop into a bike. I'm tired of reading about that crap. Everybody gets a can map. I'm not going to mention any names, but you get a can map, they run like crap. And what I tune is you tell me what you want. You have a bagger, you're a big guy, you want torque. Okay, you know, there's several cams, but 468 Redshift's a real good camshaft. 472 is a good camshaft. T-Man 216 is a good camshaft. They're real sensitive to exhaust. Full length exhaust helps a lot. D&D is good exhaust. What else are we going to do? It's basically, you know, it's individual. Every person that comes in, every dealer that uses me to tune, I'll tune for that application. There's no two that are the same. Some guys want to drive less aggressive. Some of the new kids that come in here, and they just want to set it on kill. And, you know, you set it up for where they want it. Like I've said in the past, if a bike comes in here, or if you go to a shop where your guy that's tuning your bike says he can tune it with a power commander, run. Because you can't do nothing with that thing. Nobody wants to spend the time to tune. That's why I stay so busy. These take time to do, and the results speak for themselves. You know, the guys, you know, you get on the bike, it's smoother, it's just much more power. Mileage is way better, even from a factory bike. Even if you're, you know, doing cam swaps or, you know, motor kit or whatever you choose, whatever, you know, whatever they bring in, we tune for that application.
And that's really it. Once again, major shout out to Mike the Dynocologist out in Long Island. Something tells me I'll be needing his services again sometime in the near future. So, to wrap this one up and conclude here, when it comes to upgrading the cam in your Lowrider ST, you should definitely believe the hype. As we mentioned, there is no shortage of good options out there, and more or less whichever way you go, assuming you have a proper tune on the bike, you're going to be walking away with a completely different bike for a fairly cheap price in the realm of high performance motorwork. So yeah, if you truly want to unleash the true potential of these bikes, this is a pretty tried and true simple way to do it. It's going on a year for me since I've made this upgrade, and let me tell you, I have zero regrets. Well, maybe one regret, and that's the fact that I waited so long to do it. As always, stay safe out there and stay low. We do have merch available that'll go great with your new high performance build. Prioritize true performance and crush miles. On that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.
Goodbye.